handles inserting the values into the database. So what we're going to do underneath all these if statements, so we're going to say if empty, and then we're going to put the error array inside there. This is saying that if there's no errors, if that array is empty, because we only push these values into the array if there's an error. So if there's no errors, nothing would have been pushed onto the array, so the array will be empty. So if it's empty, it means there's been no errors, so we'll continue to insert the values into the database. We'll say password equals md5 password. What this does is encrypts the password into a long string which you won't understand. Nobody will understand it, so this hides the password from us so that even in the database we can't look at the value of it. You'll see what that means in a minute when you look at the database. So encrypt password before sending to database. Okay, now we'll go down. I'm going to create a username right here. We're going to automatically create it for them. They won't be able to make it themselves. So generate username by concatenating first name and last name. You'll see what this does in a minute. I'll explain what I'm doing. So username equals str to lower, string to lower, so all in lowercase, because remember at the start we capitalize the first letters of the first and last name, so we're going to put it all to lowercase again. Inside the brackets we'll put f name, okay, dot, which means add to a string. Inside double quotes we'll put underscore dot l name. I'll just put little spaces afterwards to make it a little bit easier to read. So first name underscore l name, that adds it together. So now we're going to do a check that if the first name underscore last name has already been used as a database, i.e. if someone with the same name as you somewhere else in the world has already signed up and they have the username of that underscore that. So we'll do $check username query equals MySQL I query. I just spelled that wrong, one I. MySQL I query. Inside the brackets we'll put con, our connection variable we created. Double quotes, select username from users where username equals single quotes. Inside the single quotes we'll put $username. This is going to check to see if anyone has that username inside the database. And now we'll say $I equals 0. I'll explain what this does in a minute, just follow along for now. Comment if username exists, add number to username. Okay, I'll show you that now. We're going to say while MySQL I num rows brackets check username query, this query we created up here. So like that. Oh, inside here we need to put is not equal to 0, my mistake. So while the number of rows it has is not equal to 0, inside this while loop we're going to say I++, which adds 1 to this, same as doing I equals I plus 1. It's all the same. Oh, wouldn't I? That's all the same as that. That's all the same as doing this. Sorry. Okay. Add 1 to I, and we'll say username equals username dot, add your double quotes with an underscore dot I. Okay, and then one last line before I explain all this. Check username query, use the same name here as we're using up here, equals MySQL I query brackets $con, the connection variable, and we'll say exactly the same thing as we did up here. In theory, we could have just copied and pasted all that, but okay, here we go. It's the same query again. Okay, and I'll explain what that does. So it's checking to see, like for example, my name, Reese Kenny. If I signed up, it would create a username like this. So that would be my username right there. Okay, but now if someone already has that, someone with Reese Kenny, the name Reese Kenny is already signed up, it would create my name Reese Kenny. Okay, check that in a database. It would find a match because someone else already has it, and then it would do this part down here. This is saying that add I right here, the value of I, which happens to be 1 the first time round, to the username, which would give me this, like that. Okay, and if someone else already has that one, i.e. another person with the name Reese Kenny in there, it will do this again, and it will add 1 again to it, and add it to the username, so 2, and check if that one exists. And it'll just keep adding a number until someone with that username doesn't exist. So my username would be that if there was that many people with that name. Okay?